Hello again and welcome to Devotion to Writing, a channel devoted to helping you cultivate a daily writing practice and realize that you are creative abundance. If you've watched these videos before, you'll know that I do not teach you to write, how to write. I already believe, I know that you know how to write. I think the difficulty in writing is the practice is getting ourselves seated at the page and beginning. And today I wanted to talk about this beginning, this place of beginning, and the importance of it, not just for, especially not for producing something, but more for the importance of that beginning place in us and what it does for us. This space of creating, this space, this place of sitting and being with ourselves for a few minutes daily and creating something, writing or a piece of music or dance or even a good meal, is a place where everything begins again. It's a place where everything begins again and where we can be and are continuously renewed. We enter that place each time we sit to write, each time we bring ourselves to the present moment and make of ourselves out of that present moment. This is where everything begins. Everything begins in that instant of honoring, of being present and aware. We are renewed. We are reborn. Always, continuously. It is the moment. It is first a moment of silence, like a seed, just before cracking open, and then cracking open. And there is this tremendous expression and release of energy when it does. And this happens each time. It is my belief it happens each time we sit and bring ourselves to that stillness, bring ourselves to our silence, bring ourselves to that beginning before we've written anything at the page, and then we start to write. And there is that expression of our energy. There is the expression of our dreams, of our hopes, of the images that are imprisoned within us. There is the expression of our senses, of our feelings, of our thoughts, of what we are carrying and what we are projecting into the future. This is the moment of writing. It is the moment of art, and it is the moment of love. They are the same. It is that beginning moment where we are just, as I mentioned, that seed, all potential there and ready to be released. And it is renewed each moment. And each moment that we are sitting at the page presently, it is renewed. That is the other thing. It's not just when we begin that it's renewed or that we are in that space, but each moment that remains, when we remain in that space, the energy is there. The energy is renewing itself. But as soon as we start to then judge, as soon as we become self-critical, as soon as we start to project and say, what is this? Is anybody going to read it? Am I going to sell it? Is it going to be published? Then that energy is arrested because we are somewhere else. We are no longer with it. We are outside of that. We have separated ourselves from that instant, from that energy, from the creative being that we are. So the practice, and this is what I stress, the practice, the devotion, is to be with what is expressing you through you. Remain as that which is not in need of anything, but simply is there enjoying what is coming. What's this word? And then what's the next word? What is this image? How does it feel? What does this image invite? What's the next image, that the next word, the next verb, the next noun that comes from the word that you just wrote? What is instigated from that moment of applying your complete attention and awareness to the page, to the sentence, to the sound that you've just written? What is the next thing? You don't need this thing that you are writing or that you are creating to be liked, to be published, or to change the world, to do anything really. It can go out there and do many, many things beyond probably what you could imagine. But in the moment of making, you can't be thinking about what it is going to be and simultaneously remain present with what you are creating. It immediately, as I mentioned before, arrests the creative process, arrests your expression, because you've gone out and begun to think, what is this? What is it going to be? What effect might it have? So the practice, again, the devotion, is to be present with what is here and now, and now, and now, and now, and attend to that self as it is revealed. Attend to yourself as you are revealed, and enjoy this revelation. It is your very own appearance right here in the world, right here in this moment, manifest right on the page. Our habit, unfortunately, the way we've been indoctrinated into our society, our culture, has always been to ask, in the midst of the joy of becoming, hey, what is this? What is it going to be? How am I going to make money at this? Am I going to make money at this? Is it going to be successful? Will it sell? And these questions cut the flow. Now, we may have hopes for our writing. We may want to be published. We may want to write a bestseller. That's all fine. You can have goals for what you do. But to be asking oneself these questions in the midst of writing, in the midst of creating, cuts the flow. So the practice is to set those questions aside and just be with whatever needs to express, to be written in the moment. Try to remain present with that. You don't need to know what something is while it is happening, while it is becoming. And this tendency, I think, this habit of ours comes that we do need to know this, that we need to be able to articulate it before we've even articulated it, right? Comes from the marketplace. What's your elevator pitch? What's it about? Tell me in a very succinct sentence. Well, we don't have to know this. Art is not a commodity, and it doesn't need to be commodified in order to be valued. The great value in art is to ourselves. The great value in what we do is what creating does for us. It is our fulfillment. We are here to manifest. We are here to create. And unfortunately, our culture in society, we are driven to produce. To be productive is not to be creative. To be productive is just to kind of follow this plan for, like an assembly line. How do you just do the next thing, and the next thing to keep going? Or we're taught, trained to be consumers. And to consume is completely empty. This does nothing for the fulfillment of what we are here, what our soul, what our spirit, what we are here to do, which is to create. When we create, we put something of us into the world. Something of us comes through us and becomes into the object, the movement, the music, the dinner that we have prepared, that we have spent time with, that we have actually imparted a part of us to it. When we are productive, simply productive, we're not imparting necessarily a part of us into that thing that we produce. We're simply showing up, completing the task, and moving on to the next task. And when, again, consuming, we do none of that. It all comes at us in consumption. It is just give me. We have a hunger for something we think is going to satisfy us and satiate us, and it does not. It is a great illusion that buying anything or consuming anything is going to fulfill us. It is only from the inside, when we create of us and give a piece of us into making something. It could be a garden. It could be a flower arrangement. It could be anything. When we create something of us, we have that sense of fulfillment because we have given a piece of us. So what you write has value because if you have given yourself to it, and it is a moment where you were present with the eternal, with the infinite, with the power and abundance that is consistently moving through you. It is you. So you can't put a monetary figure on that. You can't put any quality on that, really, except that you know that you were there and you grew and you marveled and you created and you enjoyed, and something brand new and never before seen came into the world because of it. Remember this and practice this. So try to recall it when you start that mental chatter and that questioning, and is this good, and who is it for, and what is it about, and who is going to read it. These really are irrelevant. In the moment of making, it is your goal, if I could say that, is to stay in the place where everything is renewed. And that is that moment of becoming. That is that moment of creation. Honor it. Honor the next word. Honor the silence before the next word. Honor the space between words, and just be. And see if you can do that this week as you practice. See if you can come to the page. And this will be my, I guess, challenge to you this week, is see if you can come to the page each day this week, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever time you have. See if you can do it at the same time every day. I find that consistency of scheduling it makes it more likely that you're going to get it done. For me, that's the way I have to work. I'm very busy, especially this time of the year. I have a gardening business, and it is very busy. So my days are packed. But in the morning, when I get up, before I go to work, I have time. I make a point of getting up early, and I spend that time just in that process, in that place, in that space where everything is new, where everything is renewed, where I am renewed, because I can touch and connect and commune with that energy that is always flowing through me. It is always flowing through you. It is flowing through everything. And spring is a great time to witness that. This energy is coming from the plants. It is coming from us. It is always that thing in us that wants to grow, that wants to reach, that is striving, that is stretching, that is expressing what it is. So again, this week, see if you can come to the page for 5 minutes, 15 minutes at the same time every day, morning or at lunchtime, at a lunch break, or in the evening before you go to bed, whatever works for you, and see if you can just practice and make a habit of coming and sitting and just writing whatever it is. Maybe you already have a story in mind. Maybe you just have an inkling of, hey, I want to write about my relationship with my mother or my father, or I want to write about my childhood, or I have an idea for a fantasy, a YA novel, and it takes place in such a world. Just start investigating this, start exploring these things, and just write into, see what comes, and be willing to enjoy it, be willing to be surprised by it, to excite yourself, to marvel at this process of your own renewal, your own creative abundance. I hope that you write this week. I hope that you write deeply. I know that if you do write, you will write beautifully, because beautiful is what you are. Blessings.